Hi, students. My name is Jean Wilwall. I am the Senior Director here in the Residential and Commuter Life Office. Thank you for viewing this tutorial today. This tutorial will answer a lot of your questions about filling out the new student housing application. As you can see there, that is the web address to enter the Student Housing Gateway. You can also find that in the email you received from our office with the instructions to complete your housing survey. That link is also conveniently located on the Lancer dashboard on the main page of the university's website and also on the housing website. So once you click on that link, it's going to bring you to a screen to log into the Student Housing Gateway. Once logged in, you're going to see your name highlighted in yellow and something called an RMS ID number. I'll explain what that number is in a little bit here, but that number is unique to you. And if you're wanting to live with a specific roommate for next year, you all will exchange RMS ID numbers so you can request one another as roommates. And I'll show you how to do that on the housing application real soon. Once you're logged in, you'll see over to the left the new student application column. And there's a few options there. Obviously right now you're viewing the housing application tutorial. Below that is the actual housing application. So when you're ready to fill out your survey, you would click on that button. Below that is a button to give you some information about the different residence halls and apartment communities that are available to students. You can watch a virtual tour there. So if you want to take a look at that before you fill out your survey, you can definitely do that. And then if you want to see what the different meal plan options are, you can definitely click on that meal plan information button to take a look at that information prior to filling out your housing survey. But once you're ready to fill out your housing survey, go ahead and click on that housing application button. That's going to bring you here to the housing survey itself. So you're going to do a few things on the housing survey. One, you're going to let us know what buildings you want to be assigned to. That'll be the first thing that you'll do. So you'll see under room preferences, there's a green plus sign. So you're going to go ahead and click on that green plus sign to bring up the box to let us know which buildings you would like to be assigned to. So you can rank order these 1 through 3. We ask you to submit at least 3. You can submit up to 5. Typically, we're able to assign most students, probably about 97 to 98% of our students will get assigned to their first or second building choice. That's been very consistent over the years. So you'll see there, as an example, this student put in preferences for Johns Hall, Moss Hall, and Sharp Hall. And if you want to add another building, you would just click on that green plus sign and do the same thing. Or if you're good with those 3, you can move on to the next part of the housing application. So within our residence halls, we offer suite style living. So your bathroom is contained within your suite. Most floors in the residence halls are co-ed. So meaning we might have 8 suites of all female in the suite, and we might have 5 male suites on a floor. It's the same gender within the suite, but we may have male and female suites on the floor. We do reserve 2 floors, one in Moss and one in Johns Hall. That will be all female. So every suite on the floor would be female. If you're a student that would be interested in being placed on an all-female floor, you would just go ahead and click that box there to indicate that you prefer to be on a female-only floor, and then our office would accommodate that request for you. So the next part of the housing application is in regards to single rooms. The majority of all of our spaces in the residence halls will be double occupancy rooms with 2 roommates being assigned. If we have some additional space available, there may be a limited number of single rooms available to students. We first prioritize single room accommodations to students with an accommodation through accessibility resources, and then students that have an approved health needs request on file. And then any additional rooms that we might have available, we can make available to students on the housing survey. So typically it's a limited number of single rooms that we have available, but we will collect that information from you in the event that we have additional space and can offer additional single rooms to students. There is a cost difference between the single and the double room. And so you can see those cost difference on that community information button that I had showed you on the main screen of the Housing Gateway. So you can take a look at those rates there. But if you're somebody that would like to put in a preference for a single room, you can absolutely do that here on the form, and we'll have that information. Below that, there is a box there for any additional information you want us to know about your housing preferences, and you can include that there. Some examples may be, there's been a time where a student, has asked for, a lower floor accommodation because maybe they have a fear of heights and they don't want to be on the 10th floor in Moss or Johns. So they include that information there for me to be aware of it. So just anything that you think is important for me to know when doing those housing assignments, you have the option to include that information there. If you don't have anything additional that you want to include, you don't need to put anything in that box. Next, we'll move on to talking about roommate group requests. So as a new student coming in, you have a couple of options. One, if you know of a specific student that you want to room with, you can request one another, and then we would assign you together in a room. If you don't have a specific roommate in mind, we have roommate matching questions that you would submit that we would use to then pair you with another student. Okay, so first I'm going to show you how to create a roommate group if you do have a specific student that you want to live with for the upcoming school year. So if you have a specific group, you're going to click on that Create Group button right there. And that's going to give you the option to invite a student to your group. So you're going to click on that green Invite button to invite a student to your group. So this is where that RMS ID number that I had showed you earlier comes into play. So if I have a student that I want to room with, I'm going to ask them for their RMS ID number, and they can find that right on the welcome screen of the Student Housing Gateway. And I'm going to enter that there in the RMS ID box. And then I'm going to click on that search button so that we can search for that student and then add them to my group. So you'll search for them. And then what you'll do is after you've searched for them, you're going to click on the green select button to add them to your roommate group, and then their name will appear. So go ahead and click on the green select button. And you'll see that Chesley Wilwall, who I invited to my roommate group, is now there and invited to the group. So what's going to happen now is when I finish my housing survey, when Chesley Wilwall goes in to do their housing survey, they're going to see in the roommate group request that they've been invited to be my roommate. And they're going to have a button there to either accept or decline that request. We want to make sure that any student that's getting invited to be a roommate wants to live with that person. So we're going to need them then on their housing application to accept that request. Okay. But they will see that on their housing application. Now, it's not simultaneously. So for instance, if I invite Chesley on my form to be my roommate group, I have to actually finish my form first in order for Chesley to see that invitation on their housing application. So if both of you have your housing application open at the same time, you're not going to see that invitation until in this example, I complete my housing application first. Then Chesley can go in and open their housing application, and Chesley is going to see the invitation on the housing application. So as long as students accept that invitation, we will house students together with mutual roommate requests. We guarantee that we will do that. If you don't have a specific roommate request, then we're going to do the roommate matching preferences questions. So these questions are geared towards how you would share the living space with one another. So we want to have people who would kind of utilize the space in a similar fashion, try to match you up, to be good roommates. So your answers to the questions can be yes, no, or no preference. No preference just means you simply don't have a strong feeling either way. Okay. All of our residence halls are smoke free, so you can't smoke in the residence halls at all. But you may be somebody who's a smoker that is smoking outside of the residence halls, and you're somebody who's allergic to smoke, so you really can't have to live with somebody who has smoke on their clothing. Okay, so you're going to answer that question to say no, you can't live with somebody like that. If you would prefer to room with somebody who has the same academic major, you can put in a preference for that. If you're somebody who, you want to allow opposite genders in the room during visiting hours, you can say yes or no to that or no preference. If you're somebody, when you're in the room, you're going to want it to be kind of quiet and not loud or anything, you have the option to answer that question. If you're somebody who likes to keep the room neat, that's an important thing. We don't want somebody who really likes to keep things in order and neat living with somebody who, is maybe a little more lax on that. So that's important. We want to know if you're going to be somebody who's going to stay up late normally and sleep in late, or are you somebody who likes to go to bed early and get up early? And then there are times where we do have students that have a service animal on the floor. So we want to know, do you have allergies to that? So is that something that you could do? Is that something you couldn't do? Do you not have a preference for that? Okay. So once you fill out your roommate matching questions, you're going to click on the next step to go to the next part of the form. So here, within the Student Housing Gateway, when you get your housing assignment information at the end of June, you're going to be able to log into the Student Housing Gateway. And if your roommates and suite mates have indicated that they're okay with their names being shown to their roommate or suite mates, you'll be able to see that information. But we need students to opt into that. So we can't assume that you're okay with your name and Longwood email address being available to the students that are assigned to the same suite as you. Okay. So on this form, you're going to have the option to indicate that you want that to be shown or whether you don't want that to be shown. Now you can choose either or. You could be somebody that's fine with your name and your email address being shown. You could be somebody that could say, I'm just okay with my name and I don't want them to have my Longwood email address. It's up to you. However, I do know that a lot of students would like to know who they're living with. So if you're somebody that you would like to know who you're living with, then you should probably make yours viewable so that they can know you're living with. But if you really don't feel comfortable with your information being shown to your roommates, you can absolutely click on the Don't Show button, and then that information won't be viewable. Next piece of information here is we want you to enter your cell phone number. In the event that we need to follow up with you and we have any questions about your housing application that you submitted, the quickest way for us to get in touch with you as a student is your cell phone. So we do collect that information from the student just so we can get a hold of you. So once you do that, you're going to go ahead and click Next Step. Okay, so this last part of the survey is about suite mates. So your roommate is the person that you're going to share your room with. Suite mates are people that live in the other room in the suite that you're going to share the bathroom with. And sometimes we have some students that not only have specific roommate requests, but also have met people that they want to live in the same suite with. So this enables you to request suite mates just like the way you requested roommates. So if you do have a suite mate request, what we ask is when you create your group, you add not only the suite mates to your group, the people you want to share the bathroom with, but also your preferred roommate, which you had put previously on the housing application. That way we still got you all in a full group together here. If you don't have a suite mate request, that's totally fine. A lot of students don't. You would just click Next Step and submit your survey. But if you do have suite mate requests, you'll go ahead and enter them in just like I showed you before with the roommates using that Create Group button. And then the individuals will see on their housing application the invitation to be a part of the suite mate group, and they can accept that invitation there. Okay, so once you've created your group, you can go ahead and click the Next Step button at the bottom of the screen. And that's going to let you know we've received your housing preferences. This is your confirmation page. We will be sending you your housing assignment and move-in information to your Longwood email account by June 30th. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to sign up for your meal plan for next year. So you'll go ahead and click on the meal plan selection button here. That is going to take you to our Lancer Card website where you would go ahead and log in order to select your meal plan. Now, it's important to note that you can change your meal plan up through like the first week of classes. So if you choose a meal plan now and you decide that you want to change it later on, or you want to add more Lancer Cash to your account, you can do that later. You don't have to do that right now. There's plenty of time to do that, but we'll have you initially sign up for a meal plan now. So you'll go ahead and click on that login button, and you'll go ahead and log in with your LancerNet ID and password. And then you're going to be taken to this page, and on the left-hand side of the screen, you're going to want to click on Manage or Purchase a Meal Plan. And you'll have the option for fall 2023 here, and you'll click on that right here in the middle of the screen. And then since you're adding a meal plan, you're going to go ahead and click on that Add button. When you click on the Add button, you will go ahead, initially when you're filling out your housing application, the required meal plan for anybody living in the residence halls is the All Access plus 100 bonus dollars. In the apartments for our transfer students, if you're assigned to an apartment at Lancer Park or the Landings, you do have the option between the block meal plans. But since we don't know where students will be assigned just yet, when you're doing your housing survey and initially signing up for a meal plan, everyone's going to sign up for the All Access plus 100 bonus dollar meal plan. You won't see the Block 50 or the Block 80 as an option just yet. But if you do get assigned to an apartment community as a transfer student, then you can always change your meal plan to one of those other meal plans later on. So you'll go ahead and select your meal plan and click on Continue. And it has Bill to Account here. That's just to confirm that that's the meal plan you want. You won't be billed for this meal plan until you get your fall bill in July. Your housing and meal plan charges will go on your bill just like your other tuition and fees. And then, any aid that you're receiving will be applied to your bill. And then if there's an outstanding charge on your bill, then that's when you could make your payment for that or do a payment plan option for that. So you're just going to go ahead and confirm that. Okay. And then you'll have this confirmation page right there so that you know that you've signed up for your meal plan. Now, after you sign up for your meal plan, if you want to add additional bonus dollars to your meal plan, now the bonus dollars are what you can use in our alternate dining locations, such as Chick-fil-A, Moe's Southwest Grill, Farm Grill, Starbucks, Abapan, Panda Express. So all those other alternate dining locations is where you can use bonus dollars. So you can add bonus dollars at any time during the semester. So if you want to add them now, you can. If you get to school and after the first month you've spent all your bonus dollars and you want to add them later on, you can do that. Students can add bonus dollars at any point during the semester. So if you want to add your bonus dollars now, you can just click on the Add Bonus Dollars button. And you'll go ahead and click on Fall 2023. And then you'll be able to pick the amount. So in this example, this individual has chosen a bonus dollar amount of $400 that they want to add onto their account. So then they're just going to confirm that. And then they're going to see the acknowledge page here where it says that, that $400 will be put on their student account. So that is the tutorial for your survey. If you have any questions while completing your survey, feel free to give our office a call. We're glad to help you. We're open from 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. You can call us at 434-395-2080. We're also very quick with email as well. So if you want to email housing@longwood.edu, we check that throughout the day and we respond pretty quickly. So if you want to communicate with us through email, feel free to do that as well. We are super excited to welcome you to campus in the fall. And we can't wait to help you out with your housing survey. So if you have any questions, let us know. Welcome to Longwood, and our office is here to help you. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for viewing this tutorial.